Welcome back to Fire Emblem Engage. It's time to continue the final battle against Nil. So the step 1 here is Clan is going to freeze Roy. Well, actually, he's going to freeze the Wyvern in the middle, but that will by proxy also freeze Roy. Okay. Now, the problem is that there is, Celica up there, but there's also Marth, who is probably going to... He can't Lodestar Rush, but he's still probably a threat to Yunaka, even from just there. Although, firstly, I kinda need to badly heal Timera, because it doesn't say that Neil is doing a sweep attack, which means that he might actually target Timera, because she's in his range. Of course, I already used my Astra Storm.
Not done yet. I need to get stronger until no one can beat me.
Okay, that's all the lower Wyverns dealt with. And obviously you don't want to go near the mages. You already have Roy back. So you might be a major hope for me going forward. And you're frozen. I don't know if that's enough healing on Timera. I may actually have to use my dance on him just to get the Timera, healed more. Okay, well, how about I attack from... I get hit, though. I really need to get rid of the miasma. Of course, I get hit. I wonder if I can summon anybody good here. Let's try Red.
You will.
Just a Sword Master. With an Armor Slayer. Okay. Okay, well that was insanely lucky. And that was kind of what I was hoping out of this fabrication. Oh hey, he actually hit Marth too. Okay, I'm able to freeze Diamant now. And here are the reinforcement summons, and these are all cavalry. So they're probably gonna be on me before Neil can explode this whole area. Yeah, once again, I probably have to, although... Torrential Roar does kill 2 of them, and that should also freeze Diamant. Not really too concerned about Leaf right now. But yeah, because Diamant was adjacent to one of the ones that's getting hit by this, it should still freeze him. Yeah, and it'll freeze Leaf too. Unfortunately, taking that small an amount of health off of Roy is not really going to help in the long term, because basically the only HP that matters for Roy is the last one. Okay, well... Actually, I guess the generic Swordmaster could get potential chain attacks on Diamant. That's a Silver Sword hero up there. Not really sure I want to invite him to the party right now. Hey, Celica has Ragnarok, that's why she's hitting my mages so hard. Speaking of hitting mages hard, I have Soul Blade. That might be useful after this Xenologue is over, since it's... Well, I mean, it's not really much of a spoiler to say that you recruit the Fel Xenologue characters after you complete it. The only reason why I held off on saying that until now is because well, you know, it's technically a spoiler that the four winds don't die. Well, I mean, one of them died, but it's technically a spoiler that Celestia, Gregory, and Madeline don't die. But of course, you know, the ranking screen does spoil that completely. Yeah, as far as my thoughts on Fel Xenologue Diamant go, he's alright. He's not like my favorite of the, a lot of people call them the Felios characters, which is actually really great, but he's not exactly my favorite of them, but he's not my least favorite either by a long shot. I think he's pretty decent for what he is. Now, he does almost certainly double Amber, though, so if I'm going to be doing this, I probably have to hit Leaf from range, and if I miss that, I die. Maybe I actually do need to worry about Leaf. Although, temptation to set Diamant on fire is strong. Because, yeah, this engage will definitely work wonders here. I can't believe she got Roy back so fast. Okay, let's go. Binding Blade. Gets a little bit of damage on both of them.
It appears that there is no hope for peace like before. Who will be left to inherit this throne?
I've heard that, like, our Diamant's conversation with Fel Diamant is really interesting because he kind of gives his other self a pep talk. I will admit, I guess I kind of find, this Diamant a little bit, a little bit relatable for kind of dark reasons. Yeah, the whole idea of being such a negative mindset that it's just so hard to imagine anything positive, like, happening for you. Let's just say I've definitely been there. I kind of have a lot of similarities to Alcrest in that regard, but I don't really want to go into it too deeply. But one thing that I will say regarding Alcrest is, this is just a topic that I've wanted to talk about in this game for a while, but never really had a chance to, is that there's a lot of people who compare Alcrest to Bernadetta from Three Houses, and I don't really think they're all that similar, personally. You have the Rider's Bane, come to think of it, but it's a range weapon, unfortunately. Well, I mean, I guess I can have him on call to deal with the others. But, like, I was gonna say that I feel like Alcrest's self-deprecation isn't nearly as pandery as Bernadetta's is, but then again, he did get first place in a poll that, like, was very female-centric, which implies that a lot of female players, want to marry Alcrest, which implies that maybe his lack of confidence and self-deprecation is kind of fetishized, I don't know. Oh, actually, maybe these guys are all gonna get eaten, because, a bit of a weird thing to say, but, like, yeah, this is that patch of land that's really, really long, this is why you want to make sure you don't break all your rescue staffs too early, because I actually need one to save Temera right now. I think everyone else can get out of here in time, but I absolutely need a rescue staff to save Temera. Oh boy, yeah, you gotta watch out for Diamant's, yeah. You have to really watch out for his reprisal. And in fact, just for good measure, I'm gonna put a Swordmaster next to him. Oh, hey, the Swordmaster doesn't actually get killed probably because you're really fast. Wow, not even with reprisal. Now, the reason why I did run through is this means that I have chain attack on both Diamant and Roy, in case I need it. I'm kind of tempted to go for Roy here. I think I will. So I don't know if the chain attack... Of course! Yeah, apologies if I get salty here. It's because I just... It's just so long. And just so many reinforcements. Are you kidding me? And then luck just completely decides to screw me over and over again. It's hard not to get salty when that's happening. Have to hit this 80, otherwise Ivy dies. You are joking. Okay, well, Divinely Inspiring, I am basically guaranteed to get the killing blow here.
There is nothing to fear.
Well, there definitely is something to fear. It's this guy, but at least Reprisal's reset now. Okay, let's go. I don't know why he's surviving with 1 HP here.
Here we go.
He doesn't even have holdout.
I knew this would happen.
Okay, the extra chain attack there helped.
Thank you. I no longer have to fight. Rhodia, I'm sorry I was a weak king.
And thankfully, he gets to rest in peace now, and also thankfully, Nil can't absorb him. Well, in fact, we know he's not nil now, so who is he? Well, we'll see. Okay, you're not even equipping the Binding Blade at the moment.
I'll go first.
Leer, Generic Fabrication, and Pull Down. But this is the last of his summons. So once you're down, don't have to worry about any of this anymore. I'll just have to worry about more mundane reinforcements, like Wyverns and stuff. Okay, yeah, this is basically guaranteed. And hey, Generic Fabrication does it. This one's actually been quite good for me, as someone who said Swordmasters suck in Engage. Now, why does it say... Oh, he might be using Fell Beam up here this turn. Well then, at least I can get Lapis out of this.
Where to?
And you... I can get you out of this permanently with Lapis.
I have faith in the goodness
Next
of
up
humankind.
is going to be the Firine Royals. Oh yeah, you do have... Oh, you have all three weapons, so you basically always got something that will probably break me. Do have 3 more turns of Roy left, though. Yeah, I am a little concerned about... Oh, right, I need to rescue Tamara, otherwise she's dead. Obviously, got to remember that. Yeah, I can still rescue from here. That's good. That'll definitely get you out of that if it is a Fell Beam. And that's just another completely stationary guard, but I've got to remember that there are some reinforcement Wyverns have been spawning up from that side now. We are well and truly approaching endgame territory, though. This is the final stretch. Okay, so is that a Fell Beam? This whole island goes down. And he is... Okay, he does damage whoever he flies over. That must be what's going on there. I think this is the first time he's actually taken a straight line route to get somewhere. But yeah, that was damage. Okay, no reinforcements that turn. But there will be reinforcements here, and I am almost wondering whether I actually do plug these reinforcements. Because that is going to lure, Alfred, which I want to do. Yeah, because I've got kind of less of a chance of actually, of course, firstly, let's go for a Fortirity. Just get this healing up a bit.
Wherever you need me.
I don't know if I can reach that vortex, though. Rescue Staff Amber, potentially? Oh, that's only 1 use left on the Rescue Staff, though. Because it does seem like his, barely not. But I do have Seedol, I think. It does seem like his destruction is getting faster and faster. Just to be absolutely sure, do that. I have these elixirs for a reason, I may as well use them. We've got Emblem Energy there. I feel like maybe Tamara should take that. Okay, here comes Alfred.
I'm so happy. Everyone's here. Just like the old times. The truth is, I'd always hoped...
Okay, I didn't even get broken that time. Okay, that's not great, though. Okay, we've got Celine incoming as well, which means very soon we won't have to see any more of friendly rivalry every turn, and that's a great thing. And no reinforcements for you, buddy.
I'm at 100%.
Oh, but I do have to watch out for Houses Unite. Let's see if I can finish Alfred this turn. Oh yeah, he does have Golden Lotus, which is Alfred's, like, personal class skill, which I've never really found that useful. One of these days I'll actually use Alfred in a playthrough. That's a very long shot, kinda literally. But I can try.
Me first. Not done yet.
Just get 2 chain attacks. Okay, it did hit, good. Okay, that means that he's probably dead this turn. Yeah, I do wonder if you should take the Emblem Energy. We've got quite a few things incoming below, though. 2 Sword Masters, yikes. Because if I grab that energy, I actually have to dance for Tamara. But I would very much like those Sword Masters to attack her, because they're not going to be, well, I mean, they could chain attack, but they're probably not going to be a really huge threat. And meanwhile, I can Eternal Claw this Wyvern down.
Allow me.
Bye-bye now.
There we go. Could have used those on the wolves earlier, just saying, but thankfully no more wolves for the rest of this entire map. Yeah, I probably should have plugged those reinforcements earlier, though. Actually, if I go here, that relies on the chain attack to hit. But if I do this, I think I should be able to canter back into that forest. Well, I definitely will be able to.
Me first.
Firenace!
Firene was lost a long time ago, buddy.
Now I can finally be with everyone again. In that beautiful flower field. Divine Dragon, I'm...
See, another thing is that Nick Wolfhard, who voices Alfred, I haven't heard him in a whole lot of games, but I do know that he, like, looking at his behind the voice actors profile, it seems like he got well, not got his start, but one of his earlier roles was as a random, like, extra character on My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, of all things. But yeah, honestly, he's not, like, Chris Hackney levels of this guy needs to be in everything ever now, holy crap. But I do still think that I would like to hear Nick Wolfhard in more things. His performance as Alfred is subtle, but it's quite good. I think I just barely avoid getting attacked by anything if I go there. And I suppose Fellspark, maybe... Oh, actually, I wonder about that. Thing is, I'm not sure anything here is, like, an active threat to me at the moment, unless, like... Now, the Wyvern's not going to one-shot Seedol. Okay.
I may not be your first choice, but...
Oh, actually, wait a minute. I don't think I need to got it. Oh, wait, no, can she Fail-Naught me? 22 speed with Fail-Naught. Okay. And with Excalibur, I have 50... Okay, yeah, she will kill me with Fail-Naught if I do that, so... Maybe not the best idea. I think I'll just be a coward, like he'd probably want to be. And yeah, that ground laser is kind of the reason why I don't like to have animations on. Hello.
Finally. No more responsibilities or pressure or anything. All I need to do is cut these weeds.
Well, that's kind of like Corrupted Forgato, honestly. Holy wow.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Celestia! I thought that was... you know what? This late into the map, I think I'm okay with that. Yeah, I think I will accept that. Annoyingly, I had to use one rewind on, just... Well, that's funny, she just turns into that dragon in a split second. But I had to use one rewind on, going back on some footage that froze in my recording, which is really annoying. But okay, yeah, I think I'm okay with that happening. But I do want to... Aha, you just equipped Fail-Naught, which means that I have free reign to utterly wail on you. Yeah, I kind of... This is just something that I kind of said earlier in the playthrough, is that, it's a reference to, like, a line from... There's a line from, like, an early episode of Friends where they say someone is a stupid man who just gave us his credit card. But in my case, whenever I see an enemy equip a physical weapon, I'm like, you are a stupid man who just equipped X. I had a feeling that would miss, though. It was worth a shot. Oh, yeah, no, there's no way I'm getting Violet adjacent for Houses Unite. But... there is a way that I can do this, I think, if I go this. I'm just hoping that Nil doesn't kill me.
Each battle, a chance
I only have 15 speed on the legendary Greg. and I am just barely in range of him. So we're certainly clearing out this area. Eventually I will probably have Alchrist snipe Hortensia, just because with Astral Storm it's guaranteed to, at least on hard, one-shot her. And that means that we won't have to deal with her at all. She's not really a threat, but, you know, better safe than sorry. You know, it's probably better I do it on... Okay, so, like, this is quite weird, but... If I take Gregory's rescue staff with, like... Oh, wait, no, I broke the rescue staff, didn't I? Okay, actually, how about this? I think... Yeah, this is basically guaranteed. If I do this, if I dance with Celine, that's basically Celine dead.
I can't believe I did that.
Just probably the most reliable way to take down Celine here. At least for me at the moment. Although if I am doing that, I probably need to do this just so that I have chain attack on Celine with one more person. Okay, there we go. This animation's really cool though. It does sort of, like, I do think one thing about Engage is that it is, I think, the first 3D Fire Emblem game that truly captures the spirit of the GBA critical animations in just how amazing they look. It is just like, back in the day though, I used to really get mad when people would say that, like, all of the 3D games suck in terms of animations and that Fire Emblem should go back to being 2D.
I can't have lost. I die with pride and dignity as the last of the Firenze royal family. Mother, no, I was happy.
No, you died with infamy in the middle of a area that's already destroyed, fighting for a kingdom that no longer exists, and yeah, just Fell's Xenologue is just kind of tragic all round. I'm just kind of worried about Greg right now, because if he dies, I lose my goddess dance. That's the only reason why. As sad as it is to say, that's the only reason why I mean, lol, that gets Yunaka closer. But yeah, sad as it is to say, that's the only real reason I'm worried about him right now. Maybe I can tempt him into attacking Clan? Okay, he's going to the final sigil soon. And that means this entire area is gonna blow. Or collapse, but basically the same thing. Okay, he didn't do anything. Ah, but here is the problem. Can I get everyone... I think I need Gregory. Oh my... Is Gregory gonna sacrifice himself just to get everybody out of this area? That would actually be pretty thematic, honestly. But okay. Probably... Yeah, if I can get somebody one space further, I probably should.
Not done yet.
Yeah, this is why I don't like to plug the reinforcements, by the way, because if you plug the reinforcements, there's a very good chance that this is going to end up happening to you. You're going to get, and by this I mean, you're going to end up getting caught in an area that's about to collapse with people who just cannot possibly get out in time. However, thankfully, Ivy's flyer movement lets her break through this. Yeah, the stationary generals are probably designed to trap you in the areas that are collapsing. Okay, you're out. And now Tamara's free, which is amazing. Though I am a little concerned about that Wyvern. Oh no, he's just barely on the cusp of not getting out. Oh, of course though, I need to make sure Aaliyah gets out, because otherwise I basically just fail utterly. Obviously. Also Nell, but Nell can get out easily. I need to obviously make sure there's enough room on the other side for everyone, though. And Amber is mounted, so he can get out. And now, yeah, it is the people who are unable to get out here. Well, yeah, Lapis can get out. Celine can technically get out, but... with Starves, Clan can get out, thanks to Cantor. Just barely, but he can. Oh, well, okay, am I actually going to be able to get everybody? Oh, wow, okay. So if I Goddess Dance here, they all get out, and then Celine dances for Greg, Greg gets out, and Celine canters out. I think I saved everybody. That is honestly amazing. Though it would be kind of hilariously sad if one of them just died anyway to that corrupted thingy. Yeah, why not? But yeah, with this, Sea-Doll can... No, it doesn't even need Canter to get out. So yeah, everyone's out. It's kind of a shame I had to burn my Goddess Dance on that, but good thing I didn't use my Goddess Dance any earlier. Like, that was honestly really cool. I like that. Just a dramatic escape, and everyone managed to survive. If that was a movie, that would have been a great moment. And now Neil is in his final destination, which means I can actually start damaging him. But I think he still has a passive damage reduction based on all of the corrupted royals that are alive. Oh wow, that's actually amazing. So yeah, he does have a lot of health bars, and he will basically be constantly summoning reinforcements now that he's here. And he still has... Yeah, the terrain still gives him plus 10 defense and resistance, so like, without Aaliyah, and even Aaliyah's not really going to be doing a whole lot, but that's what my weapon sync is for. So okay, I have you. You know, I think I actually will just try something here. Sometimes, like, basically anybody adjacent to Aaliyah will be able to do at least some damage to Nil. But, okay, so Aaliyah does do a pretty sizable chunk of damage. Only with Liberation, though. And I need to remember to heal him. So I just want to test something here. I'm doing 14 times 2. But if I...
Emblem!
Astra Storm... I'm so sorry that you're going to be the dummy, Hortensia. But at least I get to put you out of your misery.
Everyone's gone. Even the Divine Dragon. And no one's coming back.
She just...
Now I have
Oh, wow. Again, like, her voice actress also incredible performance. In general, like, Hortensia is definitely one of my favorite voice performances in this whole game. Yeah, all of the voice actors for the Royals are pretty spot on.
It's over. Maybe now we can all be together again. Maybe Ivy will finally be glad to see me.
I wonder if someone made some kind of headcanon that maybe the souls of all of them merge with the souls of the ones who are in our world. Maybe. I don't know, that's would probably be the closest thing to a happy ending that they'd ever get, but okay. Now, do you still do 14? You still do? Okay, so he doesn't have like a... I like how Liberation's glowing, though. He doesn't have like a special effect based on the number of royals still alive. So in that case, shooting Hortensia was probably a bad thing, because that probably aggroed Ivy.
My wish has finally come true. I suppose I should thank you, Divine. This world will fall, and it is all because of you.
You're right. All of this happened because I came here. And by removing the ward on the final bracelet, I may have doomed this place for good.
The thing is, though, it was already doomed. Really, the only people that we could save are the Winds, Nell, and maybe even you.
But I was summoned here to save you. As long as there's hope for that, I won't give up.
I require no saving. It is enough for me to watch you die, knowing you destroyed this world.
I'm not here for the world. I'm here for the people in it. I'm here because someone wished for your salvation, even if it meant the world would end. Don't you see? There are people who love you. If I have to defeat you to make that clear, I will.
So something that I've actually heard here is that while female Aaliyah's dialogue against Fel Nil is identical, her tone of voice is very different, and it actually makes her come across as a radically different character, which is kind of cool, honestly. So okay, well, yeah, with this I'm able to take a bit of a pot shot at Fel Nil.
You. I am shocked you are not fleeing in abject terror right now.
Okay, all the Windsec conversations. Well, rip Celestias, I guess.
Does that mean you are brave enough to accept death? I will give you a swift and painless one.
If you're gonna kill me, make it hurt. It wouldn't be fair if I'm the only one who got to die easily. It must have hurt so much. Mavir must have been so scared. But here I am, safe and sound. Do you understand how much that hurts? Do you? Aren't you sad your knight has died?
Would it truly appease you to wring a few tears from me?
Oh, I'll give you something to be sad about. The Lord Nil I knew, that was you, without a doubt. I will strike you down, and I will share every last memory I have of him until you weep. As second in command of the Four Winds, that's a promise.
Behold and tremble in fear, Celestia. This is the might of a true dragon!
Lord Nil, as a fellow dragon, I must admit that form is impressive. But while you won't require anyone's help this way, you will come to feel isolated in time. Having no one by your side is not as liberating as you might think. You can still reconsider.
I feel nothing of the sort. Perhaps it is you who is lonely, for want of your lost wind. I will gladly send you after him.
Mavir, you fool. I was willing to die there with you. But still, thank you. I'll use this gift well. It's because of what you did that I have the will to face you. You won't take anything else.
Well, this might give you another target besides Aaliyah. See, right now it's basically just a race to take him down with Aaliyah, although... Yeah, I might also be able to get Houses Unite in. Okay, I'm also able to plug 2 reinforcement thingies, though it's really a race against time right now. At this point, it kind of doesn't matter if people die as long as Aaliyah survives. Oh, and thanks to that bracelet. Thanks to my bracelet. Okay, I have options, That is good to know. Don't like that Wyvern coming in, and don't like Ivy coming in. Also, yeah, there are going to be a lot of those corrupted Wyvern reinforcements. Oh yeah, he doesn't attack on the turns because the reinforcements are considered his attack. But okay, yeah, that's a whole lot of Great Knights. So, okay. Step 1. I can stack some poison with this.
Do you miss your old world? Pity. There is no going back. Not after you dare to defy me.
Well, actually, we all survived this canonically, so yeah, joke's on you. But yeah, this will stack poison and do some damage. And yeah, don't like, chain attacks aren't really going to do much to him. Ow, straight up smacking me in the face with that claw. Almost reminds me of the Demon King's Ravager from Sacred Stones, which is pretty cool, honestly, but it's also, yeah, that beats one of your health bars now. But yeah, you almost never see the Demon King actually use Ravager. Okay, how about I go with this, then canter back. I sort of need to be dancing for Aaliyah all the time now. And I'm so glad I passed down that weapon sync. This would go a lot longer if it weren't for that.
I won't forget you.
Okay, well that's actually kind of a good line to be getting right now. Although really I just want Recover on Aaliyah, but yeah, we can go for this. So I'll probably need to use Recover again. And yeah, engaging is not really going to do me a whole lot of good right now. Yeah, now is not the time for chain guarding. Now is the time for Aaliyah to actually, go full offense. Well, I suppose I can get a couple of little pot shots in too. Luna would be nice here, just saying. No Luna. I wouldn't be surprised if he had some kind of skill that, like, passively stops Luna from working. I think he actually has, like, a hidden skill that stops, like, that lowers the engage meter. Okay, I am very sorry to have to, some of you may die, but as a sacrifice I am willing to make you, Tamara, but it might be worth it if it means getting rid of this Wyvern. Because all that matters now is that we beat the boss. I think it's better if Lapis goes for the wyverns, actually. Okay, I'll be needing a little more than that.
No mistakes.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get another fortify out of the convoy, or of somebody else if I do this. I'd be insanely surprised if Madeline, of all people, survives this. Okay, he's going for the area attack. Oh, wow, which took out Tamara even before the enemies got to her. Was it worth it if it meant getting rid of one wyvern? We'll see. Uh-oh, that's miasma now.
I should be overjoyed to see a child of the fell dragon awakened. Why do I feel so empty?
Is that gonna... Ah, it's gonna kill Alchrist because of the area. That's annoying. Oh, wait, no, she didn't use Cataclysm. Oh, that's gonna kill Alfred. Missed. Oh, that was lucky. Anything else? Okay, can't quite get to Alchrist. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of things around here now. So can I actually save Alear at this point? Let's see. He's got a total of 3 health bars. I may have to use my, Great Sacrifice. Oh, I do have Draconic Hex, though.
Here I go.
So I can do this to get the Draconic Hex off. Which is going to raise Alear's damage, though I don't think Alear will be able to finish this turn. Okay, how about I just recover Alear now? I think I can Alacrity this health bar off.
Allow me.
Okay.
A good wind.
Getting there. A good wind. I'm barely alive. Ah, I'm so close. So 2 rounds with Alear gets rid of a whole health bar. Oh, and I believe Ivy got frozen thanks to Corrin. Oh, that was exactly what I was hoping for. Because that means I think I actually can go in and out with Alear now in the same turn. And get rid of that health bar. Basically, as long as I survive this next turn, then I should win. So basically, everybody can die except Alear, and it will be fine. It's just Alear needs to live. 1 more health bar. Because if only I had Goddess Dance right now, then I'd basically have this in the bag. Okay, I need to use Ragnar, but at least that might tempt you guys into getting into breaking Amber rather than attacking Alear.
You'll get no sympathy from me.
We're gonna need to bring our full no sympathy game for this to work.
Ready.
Okay, well at the very least you can hopefully kill this wyvern and then run into the forest. And she still has a... Oh wait, no, I can't give Alear a rival stone now because Tamara just went down. Oh well, she can canter into that forest, but it's also a miasma forest, so there's a very high chance that she'll die, but okay. I guess I can feed the Madeline. That sounds awful, but yeah. Oh, she actually takes very little damage from you, which is kind of cool. So I guess I'm actually going to go ahead and attack.
So, Mavier is dead. That must mean you are hungry for blood.
Oh, you are absolutely going to die now that you've taunted her about that.
Help yourself to some of mine if you can, before I spill all of yours.
I don't hold a grudge against you, nor do I wish I could undo what's happened. I'm a knight, like my mentor before me, and I'll accept what's come to pass.
You mean to say you bear me no ill will? Is that some kind of pitiful attempt at humor?
It wasn't you who killed Mavier. He laid down his own life to protect us. And in memory of that sacrifice, I'm going to put a stop to your scheme. That is justice. And that is what he would want.
Wow, Madeline is really just showing what a true knight is when, you know, her main universe self was, yeah, kind of failed in that regard. Also, good on you for actually hitting. That was really good. Like, of all the times to have Madeline actually hit, now is definitely the time. Okay.
Emblem, engage.
I'm just kind of wondering. Yeah, no, I probably do have to still Great Sacrifice, unless how many uses does Fortify have left? I guess I can try this. Oh, that's probably it. I'm just kind of wondering. I may need Great Sacrifice to heal up Aaliyah next turn, but once again, I've pretty much got this if Aaliyah does not die, which is a little bit of a hard ask. Okay, he's going to be blowing up that area now. Interesting. Yeah, he does do this eventually too. I think I presume on Maddening he will eventually go towards Ivy's part of the map too. Yeah, sorry Madeline. Yeah, you were basically sacrificing yourself, but you got to hit on him.
Wounded.
You got to hit on him, and that's what matters. Yeah, when you see that activate, you know that okay, wow, nobody. Well. I'm sorry, I was going to say nobody died that turn, but well, Madeline unfortunately did. However, yeah, I think I pretty much have this
I'll
now.
protect you.
Firstly, how about Nell actually contributes here?
Emblem.
Your form reminds me of Sombron. I suppose this must be how it felt for you, watching me transform.
Spare me your pity and presumptions. You were born with everything. We are not the same. You will never understand me, not even if you have thousands of years to contemplate.
Our time together as twins was a far shorter interval than that. And yet, it was more than enough time for me to learn how much I care about you. Do not do this, Nil. Do not return things to the way they were with Sombron. Please. I cannot bear the thought of losing you. Don't waste my time. Now!
Okay, that'll put you down to 13. So I have a weird idea here. I don't know if I'll be able to actually do it, but we'll see. Okay, how much does Aaliyah do now? I believe now Aaliyah actually just... Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I don't know if you can see what I'm trying to do here, but if this works, this is kind of the perfect way to close out the last main point of gameplay for the playthrough. I had a feeling that would happen. Okay. I was trying to get Clan to land the final blow, which would have been incredible. Although, that put you down to 1, I guess I might still be able to, because you can canter 3 spaces away. Yeah, Erica with, like, the bracelet skills is actually really useful for this to kind of pierce his defense. And now, how about I show you how a real dragon does it?
We won't give up!
It all started with Clan, and it ends with Clan. Farewell, Fel Nil.
I am defeated? This cannot be! Father! Father!
The bracelets. Where did they go?
They disperse when their duty is done.
So, kind of maybe the same thing that happened to the emblems in our world?
Then I guess this is goodbye.
Why? Why? Even with the power of the bracelets, why am I no match for you?
Because we're Sonic, you get the idea.
Perhaps you see it now. The path Sombron laid out for you was never the right one.
Well, yeah, that's understatement of the year.
If I cannot carry out Father's wishes, then my existence serves no purpose. All my life I have sought to be valued, only to discover that I am truly worthless. I will never be like you.
You are not worthless. You are my irreplaceable twin brother. We are 2 halves of a whole.
Ridiculous. I already told you I'm not Nil.
I know.
Not Nil? What does that mean?
I don't understand. What happened to the real Nil?
He died in battle 1,000 years ago, shortly after Nell gave him her dragon stone. He wanted nothing more than to make his sister proud.
And who are you?
A fell dragon whose twin perished when I was too young to remember it. I was a lone child, with no abilities to distinguish me, surrounded by pairs of twins, until I met Nil. My mirror image. The resemblance between us was uncanny, and we discovered we had much else in common.
I mean, I don't know, it's always a possibility that, they had the same, like, mother, maybe.
We were inseparable for a time, and I was all too happy to have something like a real brother. He was my other half.
I also just realized that given that Sombron's the father of all of them, then him and Nell are actually half-siblings.
That was how I felt, at least. But for him, there could be no replacement for Nell. When I found him, on the battlefield, breathing his last, his only thoughts were of her. He gave me her dragonstone, and said that he wished Nell would never have to grieve. For that reason, he asked me to take his place.
So you became Nil?
I made it appear as if I had been the one to die that day. In a way, I was. There would be no one to mourn my passing. Father would not even notice.
Yeah, you know, father of the year and all that, he wouldn't really, tell the difference. He wouldn't be able to tell the difference between all his kids.
I'm having trouble believing all of this.
Believe it, I am an imposter. You should not hesitate to kill me. I brought this world to the brink of ruin. If you allow me to live, I will do it again. Let that be your reason, if nothing else. What say you, Nell?
I knew you were not Nil from the start.
What?
I have known about his death for a long time. I saw through your ruse from the beginning. I simply chose not to confront you about it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, obviously she could tell, the tiny differences between them.
You took his place for his sake, and for mine. That was an act of kindness. We may not have been born as twins, but I have always thought of you as my other half.
You weren't born as twins, but you lived as twins. Isn't that enough?
Then, you are a fool!
Say what you will. I speak the truth. You will recall how we visited the burial site at Letho's castle to say our farewells. You may not have seen that I left a pressed flower there. It was Nil's. I was not saying goodbye only to the divine dragon that day.
You were saying it to Nil, too.
I carried that flower for a long time. I suppose some part of me was unable to move on. Despite that, you became very dear to me. Your companionship saved me from loneliness and despair. I was happy to be a sister to you. I will always cherish our time together, even if you do not feel the same. Without you, I would never have been able to continue fighting all this time. I trusted you above all others, believed in you with all my heart. The only proof that we are not true twins is that I failed to sense your actual intentions.
Perhaps. I confess, I have longed to hear you say such things. They make fine parting words. Are you ready?
Yes.
Thank you. For everything. Goodbye, Nell.
Goodbye.
Stop. What are you doing?
Nell?
There is another way to end your pain. Once I am gone, you will be free. For my part, I would rather die than lose anyone else.
No!
only I had realized sooner. I could have prevented this. Seeing Nil and my divine dragon again may be too much to hope for. But even so, I will rest well knowing your pain is at an end.
Why would you do this? I deserved this fate, not you. You should have killed me.
I could not bear to lose a second brother. For that is what you are to me, despite it all. Before I go, will you tell me your name?
Lady Nell! No! Please, no!
She's gone. No last words of reproach. No regret for her own passing. All she wanted was to know my name. Rafal, sister. My name is Rafal.
Rafal.
How did I forget myself? Nil asked me to look after his sister. That was his dying wish. But it was not merely his wish. It was also mine. All I wanted, all I really wanted, was to be her other half. When did I forget those feelings? You said this would be the end of my pain, Nell. But it is not. How could it ever be?
I sense something. The Dragonstone pieces, they have a strange energy about them.
That is Sombron's magic. Could it be that he cast a spell on that Dragonstone? To sow the seeds of hatred in the heart of Lord Nil, Rafal. Dragonstones are destroyed by the death of their owner. Lady Nell died to break the spell.
Sombron made it so that you two would fight each other instead of conspiring against him.
Nonsense. You mean to say that it was just some spell? That all should be forgiven?
I like this because even though there's a bit of a brainwashing excuse like there was for Vale in the main story, Rafal actually rejects that notion.
Ridiculous! Regardless of Sombron's influence, I am responsible for my own actions.
So what I like to think is that it was kind of a combination of both, similar to Vale's evil personality. That, there was that element of Sombron's magic influencing him, but at the same time, Rafal was just so desperate to feel worth something that carrying out Sombron's wishes was just all he could do. It is something I have heard can happen with abused children, so yeah, that's how I like to see this.
I chose to do what I did. It was what I wanted. I will not allow anyone else to shoulder my blame. Not even Father.
And yeah, I've seen other people who actually quite like this about Rafal, and it is a bit refreshing to me given that I've kind of witnessed my fair share of bad redemption arcs. This is somebody who basically refuses the easy redemption arc way out, of like, oh yeah, you were just brainwashed, it was just your evil dad all along.
I sought power and I attained it. Even now, I have no regrets about that.
Yeah, like I said, he just wanted to feel like he was worth something.
I only wish that I could have kept the promise I made to Nil. Divine One.
What is it?
I have heard that dragons of great power can impart their life force unto others.
Yeah, we're intimately familiar with this kind of thing.
Do you suppose that is true?
Yes. My mother did that for me. But it took 1,000 years before I woke up.
Then I will do the same. I will revive Nell, even if it takes me just as long. I will dwell in this empty world alone, in the hope that she will one day rise.
And this is Rafal's punishments. He has to spend 1,000 years in a world where nothing else is alive, just to bring Nell back.
Perhaps that will be a fitting punishment for what I have done. And perhaps, if and when you wake, we may truly become two halves of a whole.
You will. No. You already are.
Is that so?
Rafal, after Nell wakes up, why don't you come live with me in my Helios?
What?
I have a feeling you'd be able to travel there from here in the Somniel.
Yeah, there might be a well here that still works.
It's hard to explain, but I can sense my world right now. It feels closer.
Yes. It would seem that a path to other worlds lies open. Perhaps it is due to the bracelets. I did wish to grant my father's desire, if the conquest of other worlds was part of his plan.
Yeah, I think it is implied that Sombron still had that same plan, and that he was trying to make Rafal do that if he couldn't.
But I believe it is as you said. It should be possible to move between worlds from here.
Then I'll grant you both my protection so you can travel there, when you're ready.
And this is the cool thing, yeah, remember that you need to have Aaliyah's permission in order to enter the Somniel, so, yeah. If Rafal wasn't genuinely repentant, then no way he'd be able to get there.
The Somniel can't be entered without my blessing as a divine dragon. So come find me. That invitation is open, however long it takes for you to accept it.
You would make an ally of the one who so recently tried to kill you?
Rafal, you don't even know. That's just the Fire Emblem protagonist way.
If you are asking me here and now, then my answer is certainly no. That said, 1,000 years is a long time. I will say this. If, by some miracle, Nell awakens and finds it in her heart to forgive me, then, and only then, will I journey to you.
I understand.
Now, there is nothing more to say. Leave me.
As you wish. I hope to see you again, though.
Lord Rafal?
Yes?
Despite all that's happened, I am grateful for the time we shared. I hope that we'll meet as allies again.
Your kindness is wasted on me.
And with that, the chapter is officially considered completed, and we have played for 96 hours! So yeah, the Xenologue was, I kind of beat it at about the same time the main game, and about the same time I beat my first file. So yeah, that's my first file, and that's my first file after beating the Xenologue, so roughly the same playtime. So the DLC adds about 20 hours of gameplay, so honestly, I do think that's kind of worth the price. If you enjoy these chapters, that is.
Here we are, back at Lethos Castle.
It feels as if we've been gone for ages.
Well, yeah, it's been a very long time.
So much has happened since I first met Nell and Nil here. The kings and queens, the emblems. They're all gone.
Yes, and Mavir too.
You know, there's a way that you might be able to be reunited with him. Won't be quite the same, but I mean, he is pretty much a universal constant.
What should we do now?
Beats me. Every nation's lost its rulers. And probably their whole populations by now. I guess we could try to rebuild. Or each grab an empty throne and call ourselves rulers.
Rulers with no subjects. I fear we have little to do but bide our time until the end.
What if you came with me?
Divine One?
This world is beyond saving. You said it yourselves. There's no one left. I'm just a visitor. I have to go back before long. But if I leave you behind, I can't even be sure how long you'll survive. It would mean throwing yourselves into battle again. But still, I hope you'll consider it.
You might also end up fighting yourselves.
Sounds pretty good to me. Better than twiddling our thumbs to the grave, at least. I say we go. A new world might mean scary new enemies and dangers. But still,
It's an appealing proposal, but I'm not sure. I wonder what Mavier would say. Would he forgive us?
What do you mean?
We are his family, and if we go, he'll be left here all alone. It doesn't seem fair.
Again, though, there's someone else who might be willing to welcome you into his family.
Why should we be the lucky ones? Why do we deserve this?
Deserve what? To be happy? Madeline, what's the last thing that the big guy, that Mavier, said to you?
He said he wished me the greatest happiness.
There you have it. He'd probably tell you to look forward, not back. Even if it means leaving him behind.
You don't get to speak for him. You didn't know him like I did.
I knew him pretty darn well. We spent a ton of time together. We were practically brothers. Anyway, you gotta admit, he wouldn't want you sulking forever.
I know. Mavier would tell me to go. To try and be happy without him.
Go ahead and cry, Madeline. There hasn't been time to mourn him since it happened.
I'm sorry. You were born into this world, and I'm asking you to put it behind you. But if it makes any difference, I spoke to Rafal. He's planning to come as well. One day. You could wait for him with me.
Divine One, I share Madeline's struggle. It feels wrong to be the only ones going, to leave our Lord and Lady behind.
I understand.
But instead of languishing here, we could go to a world where our skills can be of use. And after everything that's happened, I find it difficult to turn down your request. We have been through so much together.
Yes, we have.
I'm inclined to go. Do the two of you feel the same?
Yep.
I agree.
Then from now on, the remaining winds will swear our loyalty to you as your attendants. We will go with you, Divine One.
I'm glad. I look forward to spending more time with all of you.
The feeling is mutual. All right. Remember, you two. We have to work hard as the Four Winds, even in another world.
What, we're not calling ourselves the Three Winds now?
You knew the answer before you even asked.
We four are a family, and will always be together. Nothing can change that.
You know, it's a nice bookend to end things on, a version of this group who actually did manage to be the family they always wanted to be.
All right, everyone. Let's go. Nell, Rafal, I'll see you again someday.
Thank you, my fellow Divine Dragon. I pray your future is filled with hope and love.
And one last curtain call for the other Aaliyah.
And please, take good care of them for me.
Love has led us to a new today. Scars of pain can only fade away. Healing winds are blowing through. Night of shadows cast, reminding us of heroes seen in dreams of past again. Advise us with wise counsel and acumen. Seven are slumbering, flames are flickering in this ruined world. A promise to uphold. Will you remember me? The shrouded moon, silver gleams anew. Clouds are soaring high, summer winds across the sky hit our call. Bonds of love emboldened when the emblems have woken. Like the faces in the mirror, to reflections growing clearer. Bonds of light to lead us a new dawn, to greet us like a soul as red as ruby. You and I for all eternity. Fighting beside you is the greatest honor I've ever known. Standing together so we never have to battle alone, as we did that day of reckoning. Bonds of fire connect us, love provides, protects us, and the wisdom of the sages, like the emblems of the ages. Bonds of hope unite us, shining on to guide us. Step beyond, embrace the beauty. The time is now for you and me. Woven into all the memories, the fire emblem burns eternally.
And that is the end of the Fell Xenologue. Overall, it is a bit of a mixed bag, and depending on who you ask, at least one of the chapters is just so frustrating that it's not really fun. For me, that's the final Xenologue. I'm actually okay with 5, but for many people that's 5. I'm not really a big fan of Fell Xenologue 4 either, but I really like the rest of it, and overall, it is more engaged maps, and I will always take that. There are also multiple different ways you can approach the final map, which is still pretty cool. And on normal mode, the final map is not really that bad. I feel like the Fell Xenologue got a bad rap in the fanbase due to blind, maddening streamers just launching into it. You're really not supposed to play Fell Xenologue Maddening blind. That's for people who've already beaten the whole thing and want to do it again as a super challenge run. And if you don't judge it by maddening, I do think the Fell Xenologue is decently well designed. The final map is a bit long. I recommend making a mid-chapter save and taking it on in multiple different chunks. As for the story of the Fell Xenologue, it's nice to see versions of the 4 hounds who aren't totally evil. And also, Nell and Rafal are pretty good characters, honestly. A lot of people who dislike the main story of Engage think that the Fell Xenologue is an improvement just because it's darker, whereas that's caused some backlash from others. Overall, I feel exactly the same way about the main story as I do about the Fell Xenologue, but for very different reasons. I think they're both decent. Not the best stories out there, but not the worst either. But again, for different reasons. It's hard for me to articulate my full thoughts on the Fell Xenologue story, but I do think some of the elements were a little bit rushed. The worst part of it to me is the bit in Brodia where they say, oh, if you get all the bracelets while they're still asleep, it makes you invincible. Like, that plot point had no foreshadowing and only exists to give Brodia a reason to fight you. And a few other things, they had to tell a complete story in the span of just 6 chapters, and that led to kind of a lot of crunch and a lot of things, but I feel like they developed Nell and Nil as much as they could within the given time. So overall, I ultimately purchased the DLC because I liked Engage and I wanted more of it. And that's really the kind of people that I would recommend this DLC to. Those who want more of Engage. It's not like it's necessary to enjoy the game, and that's what I like from a set of DLC. It doesn't feel like it's content carved out of the main game that should have been part of it. It's entirely an optional add-on. But it gave me 20 extra hours of playtime, and yeah, I would say that's pretty much worth the price. Also, the DLC emblems are really fun for using in additional playthroughs of the main story, though I still don't recommend them for your first run through the main story, as they kind of ruin the Chapter 11 plot twist. With that, next time, join me for the last episode of the Fire Emblem Engage playthrough, where we talk about the 5 characters that you unlock for beating the Fell Xenologue, and one last bit of content that I have not covered yet, Relay Trials. See you all then.